Hi everyone. I hope my microphone is working very well. Let me try to check. Okay, I I think that's very good. Yeah. So you can just give me some minutes. So this is my first live stream, and I'm trying to see as much as possible how the audio will be very good, and I just don't want to record this without um doing anything. Anyway, if the audio is not working well, that means I'm going to do another one. So what I want to do right now, okay, to those that don't really know what I do, probably stumble upon this video one way or the other. So my name is Olawole Adaja, and this is my first live stream on YouTube. I'm a 3D artist. Some people will say I'm a 3D generalist, but I just like to put it simply as a 3D artist. Yeah, that's because I do a lot of 3D stuffs, 3D motion design, 3D environment art. I do some little 3D character animations. Not Character animation is not really my strength, but it's something I can, when you actually don't have an option, you actually go for it. and it's something that I've been doing as a whole. 3D is something that I've been doing for quite some time. It started as an hobby about 10 years ago. That was around 2016. So yeah, and I started working professionally 2019 stroke 2020. I would say 2020 actually. So 2019 stroke 2020. So professionally is about 6 to 7 years that I've been, I started getting paid for this 3D animation. So I don't want to go into much. I just want to give you an introduction um of myself, and design wise, I also started design in 2015, but I think professionally I started getting paid with design as early as 2016, 2017. But I was doing design, just little design here and there, and I also dabbled into um, graphic arts. I also do portrait drawing for some time. Before got stuck with 3D, I also did um, you know 2D motion design, with After Effects and everything. But now I'm stuck with 3D animation, and my hobby is in 3D. My passion is to actually create environment, and every other thing just comes as a part of the goal, things that you just learn along the journey. So today we are not talking about myself actually as a whole. So, well, it might be about myself, but yeah, as the first live stream, and one of the things is, okay, you can actually check some of my works in my portfolio. You can see there will be a link in my bio, or after this streaming is done, because I definitely know that I didn't announce this streaming, so nobody is going to come live right now except if someone stumble upon this. So yeah, so what I want to talk about is that this streaming is something that I want to do daily, and I want to set aside probably an hour or two to actually do something to improve myself and work on something. Actually, I've seen something that will actually make me probably stick to doing this every day is the new 3D art challenge, the Punisher Community Challenge. So yeah, so I think that's what, and I'm going to start today. Um, it was announced. It was announced on the 1st of August, and today is 5th. So I'm currently in Nigeria, and we have a time zone of GMT plus one. So this is around 3:24 a.m. 3:24 a.m. and so I'll be working on the Punisher challenge daily. It's going to be something that I'll be working on daily. And this live stream can even go ahead, to pierce into my other personal projects, share personal projects or share whatever I want to share for that day. So it's going to be a lot of things, while working, talking while working, sharing a lot of my about my experience, maybe my daily experience or my experience in the industry and things that you know one can do better. And probably when people start coming into the stream, then we can have chats, we can talk and answer questions and probably get answers from anybody, you know when I'm facing one issue or the other. So yeah, so I think we are how many minutes into this stream? I didn't take note of the time, but I believe that I would find a way to uh monitor my time and see what we can do about this and how we can go ahead do something much more better. So yeah, let's let's go. So starting with the potential community challenge, this I'll first go to the site for us to see uh what it looks like. Let me bring this. So this is what we are going for. There's a video that if you want to join, if there's any areas where you like to join after seeing this stream, I think it's a good idea. So we have 20 days and 4 hours for before the challenge ends. And so this is the challenge gauntlet of gods. Uh, so basically, we are to create a champion, or should I say, a warrior. It's mostly character centered or character focused. Like I said, so this is going to be a challenge, like it is. I One of the things that I've been doing so far that have been helping me to improve is actually joining challenges like this that pushes you beyond things that you can actually do. I shouldn't do this challenge if I just want to stick with the fact that I am more of an environment person or a motion design person, because I think those are the two things that have been clashing with my work, because I worked as a 3D designer for some companies a few, should I say, years back. And one of the major thing is creating motion designs and 3D icons, you know, animations for product launches and all sort of things. So I've been doing that. Then on my free time, I do some 3D environments, concepts, art. So yeah, I'm also thinking of going into gaming. I have game ideas. This live stream is going to be very interesting, as we will be opening layers of things that I will be doing, and I believe this is going to be a great start of something, or a start of something great. Yeah, let's put it like that. So this is a community challenge. I don't know if I should play something like this. I've watched the video, and you can actually go ahead and check the video. I don't want to play the video. I don't want to repeat a lot of stuff. I I want to actually know when the stream started, and okay, it says 30 minutes ago. So, or is it about, let me just say, 15 minutes ago or so. So yeah, so I'm going to do this for an hour or two, since this might not even reach or get to an hour. So and so this is going to be like, I think I've said that before. Along the inside the template, there is a part where we have the, what's it called? Let me just play it. Let me just go to downloads and just, are you kidding me? Okay, let me just go to the files and play something that aligns with example animations. Okay. Examples of submission. So this is one right here that will play on your screen right now. So this is the template. This is a template. Let me just, this is a template. So they've actually provided some, what's it called? Some characters that we can actually use, you know, some characters that we can use, character animations. So all you have to do is you have to create your characters and retarget the animation on it. Then you can add your environment to it, and yeah. So basically, since I'm not a character focused person, I would, this is another example, I would just pick some of the templates that has been provided. And so what happens is that you try to create an animation, then it will be used in a card game. So you could see the card here. So we are submitting two things, the card and also the animation that will be represented in the, in the card game that has been created. And also there are prices and everything. There are prices, there are, I don't know if this is actually, if the video I just played actually, okay, it showed up. So I wanted to be sure. And I think my live stream is actually slower to, because I'm actually seeing it right here and it looks like, okay, I think that's the, oh, it looks like it was a bit slow to what I am doing right now. So maybe some seconds slow. Anyway, this is so this is one of the how the submission will look like, you know. So I want to open another, there's a set of character animations that we will be using. So let me just, you see the character reference sheet now. You see a lot of, so what I will be doing is pick one of the animations here and, retarget it to whatever character I'll be using. So I have two ideas, two ways of, creating my character. Either I use a character, either I create a character in MetaHuman and, use create a character in MetaHuman and just find a way to work with it, or I actually or I actually just work on a character in Blender. I'm thinking of going for something like a knight, either a knight, but I don't want to make it medieval feel. Probably a knight in a sci-fi costume, like a knight costume, but upgraded in a sci-fi way, in a science fiction way. And I've been watching a lot of 3D Chinese 3D animation, Donghua, and I think I've seen one of the um, animations whereby this was adapted, and probably it will work for me. I'm going to work. We'll work together on the concept and everything. I'll be sharing whatever I'm working on. So I think we even have it here. Um, so basically, we are just to create animations and submit. So they are priced too. They are first to fifth place of 100 and everything. But that's just by the way for me. And they are also the free tools. And this is the last one I created. I utilized these tools very well, and it worked well for me. And I let me even play the animation so that you can see it. So let me mute it. That's a whole lot. Oh, that was so noisy. Let me just mute it and just please play the animation. Just wait and repeat. So if you haven't seen this was what I created for the, not the last one. I think this one was for the one that was done in January or February. I didn't do the one that was, I think, was it January or last year? Oh, it's already a year. You kidding me? Let me check the. properties. Wow, that was last year September. Wow, that's so yeah. So that's what I created the last time, and I utilize almost all these tools here. So I will also be utilizing them if they actually align with my concepts. So, and I will be creating environments that would match my scene, and that's just it for now. And I'm aiming. I want to be in the top 100, literally, and at the same time, I want to improve, my workflow, my skills, and everything. So this is just basically what we are doing now, I will be doing, and don't let us dwell more on this. Don't let us dwell much on this. And let me go to what I've been looking at. So let's go with what I've been looking at. So let's go with that. I hope this is actually recording well and the audio is working very, very well. So there are some, I think some free stuff, yeah, that comes with it. So I think there are some free assets. I don't know. I'm showing you this so that when I come up with my concepts and probably you see something that you've seen here before that you can bring to my notice that we can use. But I don't think I'm seeing anything here that I would be using sincerely. But let's just not modify it before we get started. So we have that. We also have a lot of things. I think this is one of the judges, one of his profile. He's a 3D environment artist, and he does this, cartoonish render of his 3D scenes, and it's quite great. It's quite beautiful. It's a lot of work, you know. So I think could even get inspiration from this. Let me see the other judge. Oh, let me find the other judge. The other judge is more of a, concept artist, and he does a lot of character. So I think one of the things, even to get to top 100, is to look at the judges and, what they tilt towards, and maybe it's not necessarily doing what they are doing, what they have here, but, look at what they love to see, what they love to do, and you can incorporate that to the concept you want to do. But anyway, I don't want you know their art to influence what I want to do, because now I'm saying that this particular what's it called? This particular judge has a lot of night kind of view, and it might look like it's because I saw the night, on his page. That's why I'm going for night. Well, anyway, let's see how it goes. So I also like the way he cartoonize all his 3D. It's really, really cool. He uses Arnold, Cinema 4D and Arnold. That's very beautiful. Anyway, that's that on that. Those are things that will be helpful for us you know, as we go on. What else will actually be helpful? I think that's all. So I believe this will help me to, improve more and help me with consistency. I need to be consistent with what I'm doing, and yeah. Oh, and I was working on an environment. Okay, I don't think I should show you guys right now, but that's just a glimpse of it. Probably I might edit it out. Anyway, if I don't edit it out, you're okay. So So that's what we'll be doing on this live stream. That's what we'll be doing, and any other what's it called? Any other personal project that comes in, I might be able to put it in and do that. This is already over 30 minutes. If um okay, it's not yet 30 minutes, so I will go ahead. Maybe we can even do more. Like, let's just look at. I discovered a new place to get my my what's it called? My references, which is called Cosmos. Cosmos is just like Pinterest. I actually use them interchangeably. I use Pinterest. I used Arena for uh, so just to get my concept. And you know, I don't know if you've watched some of my videos. I don't like, working with a lot of concepts. And so let's look for night just for our character. Okay, let's go sci-fi, science fiction, science fiction night. Let's see which one will give us a better output. Sci-fi night. The reason why I'm dumping Pinterest, or should I say the reason why I don't use it as I used to before, is because there is a lot of AI, you know, lot of AI images that I can't even tell the difference between. I don't even tell whether normal, whether human beings are even, uploading stuff on this place. Also, I love this concept, and this will kind of like, help me not to work on help me not to work on creating a full character. So what I will be doing is kind of like modeling this armor on a character. So I get a character, a base mesh, then model this parts on it. I hope I don't take time on that. I think that's the first thing I would do before I go ahead to work on the environment, because environment is like my jurisdiction, and sincerely, environment might be blurred out in the since it's going to be far away. It's definitely going to be blurred out, and a lot of things will be happening in the background, and the character will be what the judges would actually focus on, and storytelling. So it's beyond us just getting a night and everything. What will the night do? And so I think that's not where we should start, you know, from the character. I think we should determine the story. The story should determine the character. I don't know if you agree with me, but if you agree with me, that's usually my process. I love my story influencing you know, my story influencing my character and everything. Definitely, I might go for a night, but what will the night do? And let's look at the animations. That the animations that was, you know, the animation that was provided. Let's see the reference sheet. I think if we are going for a knight, that means it's going to be a sword. So it's either we go for this. No, this is a caster. This sword there. Oh, I don't know if we go for a knight with a shield, but I feel like that might. I do not feel the animation for the sword knight. The shield. Um, let me. do this. So I do not feel that. Let me see the other two swords. I think I prefer the sword one is not looking knightish. It's looking more of something like a an Asian sword master rather than a it's more playful. Actually, it's more interesting, which is why I like it. And it doesn't matter whether it tilts towards Asia or anywhere, but that might actually determine, the body of the character. The character has to look flexible to fit in. I think Swordo 1 is good for me. Swordo 2 is too simple. I don't want to say simple. I want to say it's too limited. I think that's the word I would use. Is limited. There might not be a lot of things I'll be able to do with it. So let me go with what's it called? So let me go with I would definitely go with the first sword man. If I'm not going with sword, it will have been that I'm going with something like the archer, you know. But I don't think a knight, you know, does that arching and everything. So which one could we actually look at? Hmm. So since so yeah, I think I'll go with sword one, and I'm going to this. I'm picturing something with a lot of effects on the sword. The sword slash, and yeah, that would be what we use Janga FX for. So the what is the story like? What is the knight doing? What does knight does? What is the job of a knight? That's where we should start. What is the job of a knight? What is it's funny job of a knight. What is the job of a knight? So this is just giving us this big, it's giving us a big, I don't know. Medivia and I had to go through years of training, or we just go ahead. I don't know. I think in the rules we are not allowed to use GPT. Let me just check it out. We are not allowed to use AI. Instead, I will have just used GPT to just get that information out instead of going through Google. But anyway, I think I love Google because you might be able to discover something else. That's why I use it most times. But yeah, I'm using Bing. Bing, I think I should just go to my Google and just tell it what's happening. Why is it not typing? What is the job? So, what is the job of a knight? In medieval times, a knight's job was to serve as heavily armored for a king. Mm. Okay, combat, fight in wars, defend the Lord's castle, or land and lead troops into battle. So we are seeing something that we can military service, look at help managers take keep space. So I think it's the combat and defense that we want to kind of like feature. And I'm thinking the story should be something like not having just a single character. Okay, we have an hero character, right? But we also have other characters maybe fighting at the back, you know, attacking with other, it's more of like I'm thinking of a war scene, a war scene, not necessarily a war, maybe okay, yeah, a fighting scene. definitely it could be a war scene because I don't see where a lone, what's it called? A lone knight is fighting and there are no other soldiers. Oh, do we call them soldiers? What do they even call them during that time? Anyway, so or army. Okay, I think the word army is universal. Mm, I believe so. So them doing that and let's see, fought more powerful such as king. So the knight is okay. We could do it as if the knight is guiding, the king, but that would be more characters, more work. Avoiding more characters. If I'm going to do characters, it has to be something close to the knight and the opponent. So it has to be maybe they are fighting a barbarian. That would be that I'm going to get characters on Sketchfab or just use Meta Human to create some other characters that are fighting far away. You know, characters that are not so detailed. So yeah, so the story will be like the first story that is coming to my mind is probably the knight is guiding or guiding uh, a a king or a queen or the princess, that kind of scene, and just had to do that heroic fight, heroic animation. No, no, no. I don't think this looks heroic at all. The beginning of this animation is not. I do not like it. Well. It could work. I think I will just need to. It's just I will need to cut it in a way that I will have to add animation on top of it. I'll have to add animation on top of it because looking at this now, it was standing still, then just moving up. Oh, I've not checked the template in Blender, and also I've not decided whether I'll be using Blender or what's it called? Whether I'll be using Blender or Unreal Engine due to the environment. I think I'll just do what I did with the other one, animation, character, anything related to character in Blender, then anything related to environment in Unreal Engine. Or I just use for faster rendering time. Or I just use Blender what's it called? Since we have since we have what's it called? A render farm. What $80? Oh, so this is the template. Let me just work on. Let me just turn off these fighters. Gun, sword and shield. I think sword and shield might fit my story more. Let me first see the sword and shield and see how it started. Okay, I think sword and shield is looking more of like someone who is guarding, they might be at the back and eating but eating that shield is like a war cry. Might not fit into it. Ah, I will have to tamper with some of these animations, and that's what I don't want to do. Is this laziness or what should I call it? I don't think it is. Let me just turn this swordmanship to no, no. So I think what I will do with this is to actually start the character animation a bit earlier. Why can't I see? Okay, control tab. Okay, yeah. Let me pause it. Hmm. Okay, for retargeting sake, that's good. So I might just, but I don't like. What's this expression? I'm not feeling this. This is looking feminine, more than manly, and we want, you know, the knight. Okay, or should we do a female knight? Are there female knights? Or we could just do a female knight. It doesn't matter if there are. Are there female knights? So we just, oh yes, female equivalent of knight. It's a female demoed equivalent. No, I don't mean equivalent. That's not what I'm saying. So we have to we have to stick with our story of knighthood because I'm not feeling that. What was that turning? That turning was too playful. It wasn't looking serious. I think we'll go with so two. So two is showing. I think we might need to add something like a fatigue to it. Yeah, the character needs to be bending down like he has been fighting. Yeah, I think that's it. It has to be something like fatigue. I hope I'll be able to do that on the animation. Yeah, that should work. So probably the princess and or whoever is protecting will be at the back, and we have other fightings going on. And basically, I think that's the story. That's the story. Protection. I think I like the story of protection. Also, we have something on the website whereby where you create your card. There is something like how the what's it called? Let me bring my browser. Let me bring the pamphlets. Let's go to the game. No, not the game. Where you are to create your card. I think enter giveaway. Yeah, no. Okay, complete your card. So we have a place for where we can work on the card. All right, this is good. So there are different powers that we can get inspiration for. So we have command when played, Slayer. I think we can choose when played defeat enemy, pacifying, betray. I think this can help us to work on a story more. Afflict, hunt, ranged, someone. No, that one will not work with a knight. Armored. Armored might actually work. I think we are seeing armored. So actually, it doesn't matter. I don't think this should be what we this will be a limitation if we focus on this more. So let's just leave that for now. So protection. That's what we do. Protection, and we can do the environment could be a castle. Could be a castle, burning with far away. It can be something like a siege whereby the castle has fallen. Now the knight is protecting probably the last descendants of the king, and the castle is already burning at the back with flames, and a lot going on in the scene. We have, war scene. Yes, I think that's quite. Another thing I want to do is I'm looking for a way to infuse origin into this of maybe something relating to my geographical location in terms of Africa as a whole. I'm thinking of how do I, okay, probably I can incorporate that into the knighthood. It could be sci-fi, but it could have, African tilted and empire. We could use something like Benin Empire as, you know, as a castle, as a concept. Do I need to? Anyway, but this part of how it is. So that's the concept we'll be going with. And probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes before I leave here, we can gather some references. And okay, let's look at sci-fi night. I don't want anything relating to Star Wars. Nah, or looking like Star Wars, things like this. I don't know. The moment I see this, I just feel Star Wars kind of like feel. I think this will be good, but this will be too detailed for me. I'm not going for something ultra detailed. This is not even looking night-ish. It's looking alien-ish. And okay, okay. Let's just get. Let's create a collection. Let me create a collection and call it night nightwood. I'll call it nightwood. So that's where I'm going to. Oh, nice one. They've already. So this is good actually. I don't say you should go there actually. So I would want to save as much as possible, especially the the holding the medieval stage night, then some concepts for present time, present day night. I think I should remove the sci-fi night. Oh, I think I'm seeing this. These are looking more alienish, but Wesha, I can't say. Oh my God, well, I can't say because of that. I think this is even looking more. Hmm. So yeah, we can go with some of these. We can go with some of these. Oh, okay. Like I said, I don't, dwell much on concepts. This is night food, night. Okay, I think this is cool. And this too. I won't be surprised if this is AI. So night. hmm There is this what's it called? This dongua called what's it called? Throne of Seal. I think I'll be taking inspiration from that. And there's this other one, Alien in Immortal or Aliens Among Immortals. I think they did something sci-fi knighthood there. So those are some things that I will look into. Uh, we might learn one or two things from this body. I'm looking for something simple. I'm looking for okay, you know what? Let's go for sci-fi armor. Armor. Let's see. Armor. We already know what we are looking for, the knight. But let's look for sci-fi armor that are very simple. You know, I'm not looking for something ultra detailed as time minus permits such. Looking for something just in between moderate and awesome. I could learn from this or this. I think this is one of the most simplest one I've seen. I think feminine what's it called? Feminine outfits seems more simpler compared to that of the male. Mm. I've said this before. I could learn from this. or this. I like this simple. Let's see what else sci-fi ammo. So I'm going to go with what I have. I'm not going to dwell much on looking for all these perfect uh ideas that might work. But let me see this. But what else? We are talking about the night and everything. Simple body. We have to go with the environment. If we have to go with the environment, and what else? Sci-fi, ammo. Okay, I think you see there's a lot of AI, and I like what I'm seeing, even though I could see some AI stuff there. Anyway, I don't want to dwell more. Oh, uh-huh. This from a trendy image of a bed from Twitter, I think last year or early this year. Oh, so this is definitely generated. What do we do next? Okay, we've gotten our character, so we are looking for something around. Let me see if we can see anything around Benin Kingdom. Yeah, so this markings, I think nobody even has that wall of Benin. Sorry, let me excuse myself. I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry about that. So I don't know, but I've seen some buildings in northern parts of the country that has this kind of like feel that could actually fall. I think I like this that could actually fall into the story of a castle. And we should not forget that if the character is going to be a science fiction knight, the building also has to speak science fiction. I think that's another thing that I'm not thinking about. How do I create a castle that has a feel of sci-fi? I know how sci-fi environments work, you know, but I'm trying to, one of the mistakes I've been making in previous challenges is that I spend so much time on work because I actually thought of a very big concept, and on the long run, I couldn't be able to catch up with the deadline, and I just finished abruptly. If you look at what's it called, the video, I think the video, is it this one? The video I played for the Punisher, the previous one, you might not know a lot, but there were a lot of concepts, a lot of ideas that I had to let go, and it would have worked. It would have made it more. It would have made it make more sense. So my aim was that there should be um, a statue at the end here, and a lot of things there. A statue at the end, then like a kind of like a tunnel, two statue guarding a kind of like a tunnel, or something like that. So because this is more of like a chase kind of like storyline, and so but I couldn't do that, and that would have given it more so. Well, on my end, I just felt like it's just running. Okay, we know that it's running. It's probably running away from these guys on horses and everything, and we could see explosion right here that there is war or whatever it is. So, but where is he running to? Is he going down to the war, or is just keep running for his own life? So those are the things that were not so clear. Had it been we have that hole and those tattoos there, it we would have had something much more better. So yeah. So that's basically it for this. Let me just close this. And okay, so we have seen concept. Let me just create concept. I think I will make it private and call it kingdom. So we can be fast with adding all these stuff to kingdom. So kingdom, I think yeah, this repetition of images. So I'm just going to take one or two things and take ideas from different places. So something else. Look at this. This could actually come in handy. And these two, I'd have loved to see how the Benin War was before. That's that. So yeah, I'll be leaving soon. I don't think I want to do anything around hot, but okay, I think I can gain one or two things from here. Especially this. This will be okay. This okay. I think I saw something now. I just said this. Said this. Hmm. Suppose okay. Can go here. I like this structure here. Although I don't think it fits into the kingdom vibe. Let's just keep going. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Um, Okay, okay. I'm liking the patterns. You know, I know these are not native to Nigeria as well, but at Nigeria. So, hmm, no kingdom. Okay, let's look for the kingdom. I thought I've seen something. Well, we could learn from the two of these things. The open space doesn't matter. So, let's see. I don't want to dwell much on this as I'm already past an hour. So I think I saw something, yeah, that might boost stuff. So what's the next thing? We are going to look for a scene. Probably that's what we do next. We are going to look for scenes whereby a character is protecting someone and still fighting. So that would help us to draw a conclusion to what we'll be doing. Anyway, oh my god, I'm so sleepy. It's about 4:17 a.m. right here. So thank you for everyone for that joined this live stream, and I hope in the future we'll be able to say, oh, this live stream is what I did and everything. I love this concept. Okay, okay. That's I think that's that for now. Other ideas will come in the next video, and offline also. When it comes to my mind, I'm going to work on it. I might have even brought together more concepts from Pinterest and just work that way. Anyway, that's what we will do for now. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And yeah, I know I have some outstanding tutorials that I'm supposed to have provided, and this is one of the reasons why I'm streaming also, because I've recorded them, but I'm not able to edit them, share it with you guys. So that has been a kind of like a delay. So yeah, without talking too much, thank you so much. This is my beginning of my streaming journey, and we continue and end by. I know. I think I'm feeling sleepy. I'm quite talking in a way that I'm not quite sure. So yeah, thank you very much. You can subscribe to my channel to support me, to encourage me. You can help me by sharing, liking, and subscribing. You can do all that for me. Thank you so much. We'll see again tomorrow, or should I say tomorrow. Bye for now.